Throughout my life, I have almost been kidnapped twice. I feel like that's one too many times for the average human being to be kidnapped. But then again, they made a trilogy of Taken movies, so maybe I'm just one short of the average kidnapping, you know? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all about that one time I was almost lured away. And who knows what would have become of me. This incident happened back in my childhood. I was about 12 years old, playing outside with Dean at my grandparents' house. We were throwing rocks at each other. You know, the old rock throwing game. Some people throw snowball fights. We throw rock ball fights. We had toys as children, so I don't know what we were doing, chucking pieces of the earth at each other, looking like little earthbenders. While we were playing outside, I noticed from the peripherals of my eyeballs, a group of little girls chilling at the corner of the street. A white car pulled up to them and they started talking to each other. They seemed like they knew each other. The kids seemed like they were comfortable. They were really loud and just having a conversation. So I thought nothing much of it and we continued having our war. A bit of time passes and the car comes creeping up towards the front of our yard. It parks at the end of the property and the window slowly rolls down. There was a man behind the wheel and I kid you not, he straight up looked like a pedophile. He had dark sunglasses on, the handlebar mustache, probably worked as a Boy Scout leader, and then he spoke.
Hey, y'all kids want $5? Meet me in the back alleyway.
And then he zoomed off. Well, first of all, he was already lying to me about the $5. So why wouldn't he lie bigger? Be more convincing. Your goal was to kidnap me and you're gonna tell me you're gonna give me $5? I have to split that with Dean. What are we each going to do with $2.50? How are you out here trying to kidnap children when you're broke? I'm looking for a sugar daddy. Know your worth, people. And secondly, stranger danger, alright? Don't get lured in by all these little trinkets. Don't trust those Turkish delights. Yeah, get away from my brother's butt. You never know what the intentions of these adults are, especially if you're a kid. So follow your instinct, unless your instinct is to get in the car. And since I knew better, I grabbed my brother and I darted inside. I went straight to my dad and I told him that there's a man out there trying to lure us into his car. And this was a Asian household, so all my aunties and uncles and cousins and grandparents are all there. I basically summoned an army and we all rushed out there to jump this dude. My dad was furious. He was like Liam Neeson that day, Asian Liam Neeson. My whole family was in the front yard waiting for him to come back, and me and my dad ran to the backyard where the alleyway was. And the surprising thing was he was back there, but we just missed him. Like we were running up to the alleyway as he drove off. But this dude was persistent because he drove back to the front and saw the whole family and he just sped off. It must have been part of the Scouts code to be that persistent. We called the cops afterwards. That was the first time I've ever spoken to a police officer before. I was pretty nervous. I told them everything that happened and that I'm pretty sure that he was trying to pick up those little girls at the corner as well. I don't know if they ever caught the man, but I sure hope they did. Where's Chris Hansen when you need him? We need to make more of these sting operations and catch these predators. I also hope he was never successful in kidnapping any other children. Maybe he's in jail, but we'll never know. I was pretty fortunate that day, and I feel pretty blessed. And surprisingly, this isn't the first time I was almost kidnapped. That's a story for another day, or for my Patreon. So go follow my Patreon. But I don't have a Patreon, so maybe you'll never hear it. Anyways, stranger danger, unless you're at a rave, then it would be a good time. #have muscle.